It was amazing. It was really amazing. And I'm so glad I did it. Just a phenomenal
And
experience.
it was really a fabulous experience. I didn't know what to expect, but I did know that my discipline needed a little, you know, bump up.
Absolutely, I think it's worth doing. It's great. It's an amazing experience. Um, Friendship, you start building friendship with other participants, then you will be a way much better bass player by the end of the 20-40 weeks.
Um, because I think the thing that I found that was really good was that just because I practiced 45 minutes a day before, I would noodle around, I would do, play stuff that was fun, but noodling is not really practicing. And practicing with a theme and something that you're working towards on the end of the week was really, really helpful.
The experience was good for me because it structured the program.
Well, I think what was really important for me was the structure. And you did need to build on what was in the lesson before. The way the course is structured, that there's always an advanced way to do something and a beginning way to do something. So that if you really haven't done this before, you're going to learn a lot. And if you have done it a lot, you're going to learn a ton anyway.
The stuff that's in the program is so layered, so rich that you could keep getting things out of it after going through it a fourth or fifth time.
And the course is so rich that you have to pick what you're going to do for your video of yourself. And I usually picked one, maybe two things, but there were all sorts of other things there that were equally, valuable to learn.
Just some of the things that I was introduced to really helped me get a better handle on my fretboard. The note finder exercises, descending intervals, inversions, things like that really, really helped me be able to have a much better grasp of the fretboard.
The other thing that I really loved is learning all sorts of new styles, because I've been playing the bass, 10 years, mainly interested in jazz. I'd never done a Motown bass line. I'd never done a reggae bass line, and they're really fun. And the other thing about Ari's course that I really liked is that it's very comprehensive. So at the end of the 20 weeks, there are all the holes get filled in, because I studied a little of that and a little of that. And I knew that, and I thought, okay, so I can do, and I know what an alt chord is, so I must be a good musician. That's not true. There's a lot of holes in your knowledge. And so this fills in all the holes, and it makes you learn things that you're going to use the whole rest of your musical career. It's a great foundation. So there's all sorts of cool things. You're really making music. It's not just a bunch of, dry, theory questions.
The cohort I was impressed about the amazing amount of support that we have available, not only from other participants, but also from the coaches, and even Ari. She's always available through email. If you are planning to join a band and you're struggling, this is a perfect thing to do to become not only proficient in the bass, but also you can help create songs. You're gonna get a huge understanding about music theory, harmony. I had no idea what harmony was. Harmonizing a chord.
If you can record a video on your phone, you can do it. It's because also the instructions are very clear.
There was a discomfort about recording myself and being self-conscious, and I thought, I'm just not going to worry about that. That's just, everybody's in the same boat. We're all going through the same thing, and there is a benefit to it.
Getting over yourself is very important, because if you really don't want to see yourself, you can just record your hands.
Once I did the first one and I got the feedback, it was like, wow, this is really good. I like the fact that, it was out there. People were actually watching it and giving me some feedback on it, because really that feedback is what we desire out of the course. Because you want to get, somebody witnessing it and saying, hey, that was, whatever the comment is, what was important and a sense of accomplishment, a sense of more confidence too. Once you got that first one under your belt and you got those comments back from the coaches, I got more confident.
So there really is a benefit to that process of having it videotaped and to go back and look and really see what I'm doing. And then also, it takes time, but I see progress as I get through the course. So definitely, I know it's for people that are thinking about doing this, might be stressful or whatnot, but I really encourage people to follow the process, and there really is a payoff.
It's extremely important to see yourself and to hear yourself.
I think that's where you have the most growth is doing that recording, putting it out there, and getting the feedback from your cohortees and your coaches.
I think that the feedback from the coaches is extremely important, because if you put up a video and nobody looks at it, you kind of wonder, why am I doing this?
A cool thing to have somebody look at what you did and say, hey, that's a good job.
It really did hold me accountable. To have the video, I think really it added that extra layer of accountability, and I need to make sure I'm doing this because I am going to be showing it to people.
And you add the video, then you realize my fretting fingers are flying a lot. So you got to work on positioning your hand properly, and then speed will get better because once you have your fingers aligned properly, then it's so much easier. The same thing with your striking hand or plucking hand. One of the issues I had was initially picking with one finger. It's like you need to alternate. If you want to get that speed, alternate. And then when you see that you're doing it better, it's a huge accomplishment, and also you feel fulfilled that, hey, this is working.
And then I got to look at myself and say, oh my God, I'm not spreading out my hands. It's not, I'm really all cramped up. So it's really, really excellent to record yourself.
There was tons of support, but it's a huge importance, accountability, because then the coach is looking at it and they give you praise for it.
Really just a supportive, with the other people going through it, just a really supportive group of people. Everybody's just encouraging each other and applauding each other. And it just feels good to get that.
The coaches weigh in and say, this was great, or you could do better doing something like that. But basically always very positive. And what I found was that I really looked forward to that, and to the other people that are commenting on your videos. The idea that I have to do it by Saturday or Sunday makes all the difference. If you have to do it and you have to reproduce it by the end of the 2-week period, and you have to sound in such ways to not embarrass yourself, you really learn it in a way that just reading about it or just looking at somebody doing it is not going to have the same effect. So there was hundreds of examples of things that happened in the 20 lessons that I would find things also I thought I knew some music theory, but certain things just blew my mind.
If you're falling behind, the coach will hold you accountable, say, hey, I haven't seen your commitment, or I haven't seen your video, your submission, what's been going on, if you need any help. So he holds you accountable.
And the other thing is that the cohort, the people that are in your group, are so supportive that by the time you get into it for a few weeks and you realize nobody's going to be criticizing you.
I guess it's harder to get through it by yourself because you don't have those motivating factors of your fellow cohorts and your coaches. And that's a huge part of it too, is having those coaches commenting on your material of what you presented in the recording.
But the support that you have from watching other participants, and they post the video and you're like, oh, dang it, I could have done that better, and I have to go and practice harder, because even though the competition is friendly, it is a huge motivator.
Is that there were 2 teams and you didn't want to let your team down. So if you didn't post one week, you felt that somehow you were going to, your team was going to all suffer. It was all very positive. And I really enjoyed seeing the levels everybody is at, because everybody was at a different level. And to see some people struggling or not struggling, or some people doing it really easily, you just see you're part of the bass team, and you were part of a group, and that really helps.
Absolutely, and I'm not someone to boast or toot my own horn.
Oh, I'm absolutely a better bass player from having gone to the cohort. There is no doubt in my mind. I've made huge leaps from January to August.
Yes, the short answer is absolutely.
Absolutely.
No
Absolutely.
question.
Yeah, without a question. Yeah.
I already have recommended it to a friend. So I recommend this to my friends. I recommend it to whoever wants to become a better bass player.
Absolutely. Yes.
I would.
If you're coming into the cohort and you're a truly beginner, don't worry about that. Just use what you have and learn the bass.